about at least teams wanting to pick Graves, especially them pairing with the Kalista, right, is I feel like with the buff to Umbral Glaive, it is like the most feast or famine playstyle ever, because if you get that lead, you control vision so heavily, you spike so early on in the game, you can just shut a team out so easily. Yeah. PSG on the opposite side, though, going to elect more for some skirmishes, some team fighting, going to go towards this Kennen, have a lot of magic damage, and Champion very good against both Kalista and Graves, right? Graves getting the armor from his passive to be able to do well against AD champions, and Kalista, I mean, if you can lock her down, she is just so easily able to be blown up.
Look, you want to exhaust somewhere. It's going to be Keria running it. I mean, maybe Guma. I think Guma's going to run Cleanse most likely, but someone's got to exhaust Hanabi up there in the top side. You know, it's not reckless. We're not going to see it down in the bot lane for Unified. So we'll wait to see what the bot lane picks are actually going to be here. Support and top lane still to grab for T1. Second time we're going to see this Zoe into Ahri. Obviously, Caps did very well. Beat Xiaohu into RNG with it. So figured to play. Go for the same thing here. Jake's at the table, looking at the matchups they think are good into Kennen. Okay, what else are you afraid of, Hanabi? And an AD carry going to be needed on that side. And even though support is necessary, yeah, okay, so going to ban 2 supports, even though AD carry was an uncontested role.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what T1 go with here. Obviously, liking to pair more engage alongside the Kalista. We still have things like the Alistar up. We still have Rell, which we've been seeing more of today than I feel like we've seen presence earlier on in the group stage. And Hanabi, I mean, I don't know if it matters how much you ban out through the top side. I'd be very scared. I feel like Zeus has been having a phenomenal tournament so far. Even when he gets no attention from Oner, he's just able to dominate in those 1v1s. We've seen some crazy 1v2 outplays come out from him so far this tournament. That's just really been T1 all tournament long, right? The fact that you have 5 members that need to be terrified of. Anyone can take over a game, and that would be a champion that could completely take over a game.
And you want to play to it. Anytime you got melee versus range where your win condition is getting the all-in to work, you have to play to that side. If she dives in and it's Viego 2v1, you just give away a kill and it looks like crap, so Oner gonna have to play to that side.
I think especially the way Irelia plays, right? Because a lot of it comes from stacking up your passive. You're continuously looking for trades, you're continuously looking for all-ins. So even if you don't like invest a ton of jungle pressure into it or things along those lines, I at least want to see it given heavy vision so we can look for those all-ins, so we can win out through the trades. And now for the side of PSG, gonna go towards that Tristana. Could be pretty nice having that ultimate to try and keep Irelia out from the backline later on in these team fights. But so far, I feel like you have pretty good like peel and zone control from that. Irelia having the Tristana with the ultimate. Kennen's very interesting to me because you can always play 2 different ways, right? Looking for flanks or just looking to put ult next to your big carries and making it so, hey, you cannot jump into us or you will die. Of course, the Everfrost and Charm coming out from Bay.
I wouldn't actually mind something like a Nami and really just playing Marksman down here and playing counter-engage Kennen. I think the comp would just barely work. You can go for the flanks if you really have to, because honestly, any movement speed slow really, really hurts Kalista in lane.
Yes.
Her hop distance is based on her rank of boots, the move speed of her boots, basically, and how long the hop takes is based on her move speed. So if you move speed slower, whether it's by Nami E or Rocket Jump, if you're hopping, you're just like losing half your DPS. So she's like standing there throwing spears and hoping it's enough damage to beat Tristana. And by the way, it's not. Tristana wins every one of those trades. So could have been an option to just play for the hard all-in. Gragas is kind of nice. You can, on reflex, easily break a rocket jump. You break the 80 damage land. You break the slow. You get a stun. It's really telegraphed. And so it really stymies a lot of the engage tools that PSG might have down there. Kaiwing gets telegraphed enough. If you're really paying attention, you can stop the crash down as well. So I think this as a lane counter pick, it really prevents a lot of the all-ins that PSG could try down there.
And not even just a lane, right? I think great champion up against the Viego and the Kennen as well, just being able to keep them from being able to jump in, get on top of your own backline. So for T1, I think pretty interesting when we have, once again, side lanes kind of set up to play very aggressively, to be carries. Faker, I think you're going to play the Zoe more to roam, to assist your side lanes, like Faker is kind of known to do, you know, in this iteration of T1, but still having enough agency yourself to be able to look for the 1v1. If you can find a bubble onto Bay, Oner shows up, pretty much just need to throw out his Q and ultimate, and the Ahri will just be dead.
It will be. I'm excited to see what the engages look like here. I want to know if PSG can step up and our power keys are wrong and it's G1 number 1, RNG number 2, PSG number 3, and they're just, well, you know, we lost to RNG, but, you know, the rest is going to look good. I want to see if they can step up to this level, right? If they can, you know, come back that Flash with Legacy, the emote that we already know Hanabi's rocking, his old team, if that's going to happen, it's a tough road ahead. Obviously, we are all expecting T1 to be the top team, but hey, they did look mortal, so can they step up?
Even for PSG, going beyond like the players that we've seen so far, they had a huge pickup in the offseason that went a little bit under the radar. One of their coaches actually their head coach coming from EDG that just won Worlds, so getting a plethora of experience there, working under people like Kenju, who are also on RNG now and doing extremely well. I feel like we've seen a lot of PSG's drafts be incredibly good. It's just the execution hasn't really been there for the squad.
Yep, so can they step up and make it happen? Let's see on the Rift. Obviously a home crowd for T1. We haven't had Korea win in a home crowd since 2014 with Samsung White in Korea. Though there have been plenty of Korean champions since then, it's never been on home soil.
I do miss that team. I just got to say.
Yeah, not
watching
a good 8 years.
Samsung White was something special as PSG looking for something special themselves, but Keria and Gumayusi not going to walk in. Just going to get a bit of some vision down to spot out where Juhan is going to play towards. I would expect it to be towards bot lane. I think these bot lane matchups look very volatile. I think especially for PSG, where you have this Kennen who could be fine on his own. But, I mean, looking at T1, both their side lanes are volatile and would like some jungle attention.
Yeah, the nice thing at the very least is that the engages are telegraphed enough that you can often play around them. Like, it's hard to really get the great engages Gragas. You can often rocket jump some of it. And we mentioned in champs, like, the Gragas can really stymie either Tristana or Rell start. So I could see bot lane being a farm off just because it's so hard to actually get in. Like, yes, they'd love to engage, but it's kind of hard to do it. Top lane, again, like, Irelia really wants that fight.
I also feel like, so T1 have been one of the teams, I feel like, alongside G2 that are very good at making plays on two sides of the map. They're not afraid to do it. They'll send someone like Oner or Keria to mid first, help push out the wave, and then you'll see Oner maybe go towards top, Keria and Faker go towards bot, and look for these two plays at once. And it can be, it's obviously very like risk versus reward because one can go so poorly, but you're kind of hedging your bets. You could just come out ahead so much because enemy teams don't expect that because of how greedy it can seem.
Yeah, Gumayusi, I think, playing the fight pretty well there. I think he gets not press the attack. Halo Blades off of Tristana, only takes one auto off the E. And then, all right, cool, I'm out, but I got the Ren damage, so gets the wave pressure. T1 gonna pretty comfortably hit level 2 here. There's really no way you fight for that one. Wants the last hit, has to also respect Gragas' all-in damage. Faker level 2 first, gets the damage ignite on a Bay. Really good trade, Bay. I mean, stepped up to just lose almost all of his life.
Yeah, really nice by Faker to see the window there to look for that. And I mean, if T1 can keep up pressure mid in this game, I feel like it's going to be so hard for PSG because T1 just have so many aggressive tools and so much early game damage. I even remember in one of T1's earlier games where they played the Kalista Rumble, getting the early serrated Dirk on Kalista, getting early Source Shoes on Rumble, and then it's like, my god, you just have so much damage, so much early pen, you can't itemize against it, what do you do?
Yep,
Ignite,
oh my word. Gets it off the minion. That is just really convenient. Obviously, that's a bit lucky for Faker there, but gets another 90 or so damage thanks to that one. Cool, great. Takes down the cannon. 16 CS, only drops 3 on the push, and there's not a lot left for Bay to get. He'll do his very best. Ultimately, Juhan just going to keep that push going.
Yeah, for T1 now. Again, you're just going to have so many options on where you could look towards the map. We see, though, PSG with Juhan playing up towards that top side to where Oner now on the bottom side of the map. Doesn't really look like there's too many opportunities. Zeus.
He's good actually. If he had Ignite, this was a kill right now, but obviously he has to run TP. Goes still for the flash follow. Second Q, solo kills him anyway. Great. Zeus on the board.
Great play coming out from the Irelia. We talked about this in draft, though, that he's the type of player who constantly looks for these 1v1s. I feel like he's had a spectacular tournament so far, and T1 still posturing to make that play on the bottom side of the map, but in the end just going to cover for Oner getting the Scuttle Crab. And I'm just really curious to see where PSG look to attack, where PSG look to answer. Would Zeus making that recall on top side, does have TP to catch the wave. I don't really feel like there's too many opportunities available. Bay shouldn't have much of a roam timer. Does get the wave pushed in because Faker did just hover down towards bot side, but if you look at the map, he has a bit of a ward there to spot if Ahri did start moving up towards top side.
That's pretty nice. So, just kind of amazing. T1, I mean, pretty much almost their entire team. It's only Keria, who their career didn't start on T1. For Guma, Oner, and Zeus, all of them started on the trainee program and then just got pulled into the main team, you know, a year-ish ago in kind of each of their cases. So T1 scouting, outstanding, obviously. They already dunked on the LCK, and now off to a very good start in their second game of the Rumble stage with a solo kill from the 18-year-old top laner.
I think that's one thing that LCK has always done phenomenally in terms of like scouting and just taking young players. I remember back in the day, Zeus finds a stun.
Level 5 to level 4, and he's got a Vamp Scepter, so any of these trades are like very safe. It takes him one wave to go back to full, and just kind of beautiful. And you know, what I love about it is, you know, surprise! I went and killed you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Get it off your Prime Gaming emote.
And we see here, gets Conqueror stacked up, has the passive there as well, finds the flash, and instantly able to get another Q off after landing that stun, going towards a minion as well.
Yep.
Just beautiful for him to recognize these angles and opportunities to be able to go in. And Oner now going to follow up. You have a little bit of a wave.
And now here comes the dive. Hanabi going to be stunned at the flash and a Q into the wall, and they've got another kill on the board. Turret is going to kill him back, but you know that's worth it. He's losing the wave.
Yeah, going to be huge lead for the Irelia top side now. Juhan at least going to pick up the wave himself, get the experience, get the gold, so it's not going to waste. But still, this top lane matchup, it's only going to become harder and harder for Hanabi. You're going to become more diveable. Zeus going to get more damage under his belt and able to continuously look for it. And we're kind of seeing a bit of what you speculated, right? Bot side so far, a bit of a farm fest, but T1 also kind of clapping in this lane so far with the plate that they got from the amount of time Oner spent so far. And T1 have kind of just opted to playing both sides of the map just with where Oner's clearance up. We see here, though, stun comes out. I love the flash to guarantee they can find the burst instantly. So hopefully, I think they were thinking maybe our Irelia doesn't have to take too many turret shots and we get away scot-free, but they still deny the wave, like you said.
At least Juhan was there to grab the wave himself, so there's nothing lost to the team overall, but obviously wasn't there in time to stop the play. They couldn't make it a wave for anything on their own side, so still denying some gold, right? The wave was pushed in, yeah, 6-5, Stun's gonna land again, keep trying. Doesn't go for the ult play, he was too close to the tower. If he was 200 units farther up, I think you ult and you try for even more on that one, but just
two
abusing
Teemos
him.
for anyone out there who needs to visualize the 200 units.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, it could be two Kennens, right? I think Girdles are almost all about the same size, so, two Kennens away from that being an all-in and probably his third kill of the game.
On T1, still posturing so aggressively on this bottom side. PSG, though, no slouches. I mean, the desk is done all day long. How long the spot lane has played together? About 5 years. 2017 summer, and they came together on Hong Kong eSports.
Oner's already here. So the flash stun, that's really beautifully done. They're going to get a lot down on Guma, but be careful because you've already got a Graves, and not much more can be done. So flash is burned. Guma out to Summoners. Ignite in as well. That's almost a kill. It's very, very close to Juhan dying. It might be in the last tick. No, he's going to make it out.
Oh, Bay needs to be careful. Does have his flash up now, and it did have to be burned earlier, but Faker putting on a ton of pressure, and T1 just going to be able to keep this one up. We do have Rift Herald coming up in a minute, though, so I expect teams to start posturing up towards that top side, get this wave pushed out. Maybe they can get another plate off this play, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Faker start making his way back to mid soon, pushing that wave, and
good damage.
PSG!
What a follow through! Beautifully done, but traded back. Faker burns Summoners for a 1-for-1.
Yeah, I guess T1 don't care about going and starting to get the setup for Rift Herald. Going for the over-aggressive play, they still do find one kill. They've been solidly in the lead in this game with about a 1.4 thousand gold lead. And now, Phreak, the resets come out. The stun comes through!
Yes!
Nothing happened. I thought something would happen.
Nah, unfortunately, with Kennen ult being up, it's hard to make that dive again. Anytime he's stunned within about 800 units of the tower, you just can't really follow through much. But anytime you take that trade, right, like, okay, even if you lose more health than he does, right? You deal 200 damage, he does 400 to you. Heal off the wave, you try again, and
you have passive, you have Vampiric Scepter, you just have so much. And I mean, this is even with, the amount of sustain in the game being nerfed. Irelia still being one of the champions, having an incredible amount of sustain, even if, items and runes kind of being taken out of the equation.
Right, yeah. He drops on a little bit, but doesn't matter too much. He's going to feel pretty good. Rune King on the way. Should feel pretty solid if that's indeed going to be the build. Good side set there, Hanabi. Normally, right, you can just kind of save your E and with the move speed on reflex, kind of dodge that, but Zeus done a really, really good job of landing those anyway. Faker doesn't go for much. That's a move speed, though. Yeah,
having the Irelias now as well. Going to be able to get this wave in pretty quickly and start making their way up towards that Rift Herald. Not rotating any 80 carries up just yet, so if a fight happens, it will be a 4v4. I don't expect PSG to opt into this one with how strong their Irelia is, so they're just going to back off. And sadly for them, though, Juhan being on the top side of the map, you aren't able to look for any, hard vision control bot side or try and pivot it into a dragon. This will be a free objective for the side of T1.
Yep, earned by their incredible lane dominance.
Yes.
Top lane's been pushing forever. Mid lane, Faker's obviously looked really, really good here as well. So, and T1 in the bot lane, yeah, okay, it's a very small farm lead, but not a ton of kills other than the roams coming down. So, just a small lead there. But yeah, top mid, that side of the map's been just T1 taking, just kind of complete control.
Also, Gumayusi, I'll pause on that point, is Oner.
He's got to jump too.
Yeah.
That back caster is a reset. Gonna try right now with a slow. Not gonna get in range though. Yeah, Hanabi immediately ease backwards. No stun to be found. Nice try.
I mean, luckily for him, right? he's been ganked so much, he knows the game plan now. He knows to play back, he knows to show the respect, and it opens up a window for PSG to get that dragon that it looked like maybe they wouldn't have been able to get with how far behind they were on the cross-map play coming through. Also able to answer out with a blue buff. Won't be the end of the world for the side of T1, but still, you know, any small advantage you can find as PSG, you will take.
Absolutely the case. So, gonna see what happens once we get to the actual team fights here. Nice to see, you know, something cross-map. That's good. Again, bot lane's been close enough that you're kind of allowed to play that side of the map somewhat. We are seeing lethality come through for Gumayusi. Obviously, the standard crit build here out of Tristana. There's not really any lethality Tristana builds out there, so not a surprise.
I also really like what Gumayusi does. At least in his last game, right? He buys a serrated Dirk, then goes towards the normal Kalista build with the Immortal Shield bow. Yep. Of course, serrated Dirk just being such a strong early game item. I think it's like 126% gold efficient or something like that. Just wonderful, especially for T1's bot lane, who are willing to look for the early game aggression and willing to kind of try and snowball a lead forward. I mean, that's just where T1 specializes, that early game. The laning phase is able to come out. Heck, we even saw it in their loss today, right? They might have lost, but still able to dominate in the early game up against G2.
Absolutely the case. So maybe we get that PSG comeback the way the G2 did. They do have some explosive team fighting. Obviously, Rell and Kennen can do some nice Wombo comboing, and you know, everyone else can kind of try to follow up afterwards. I'm always a fan of seeing the Tristana bowling ball engage, where you get 3 autos off and then ult them. I will take credit as I'm the one who suggested that your R should wait to apply the stack until after the knockback, so you can bowling ball someone into a reset. So they accepted that one, and that's in the game because of me. And it's fun.
So that's why you equated yourself to Faker.
It's so fun though, because I mean E triple auto because you have Halo Blades and ult, and just like someone just shows up, it's like 800 damage and 80 carry.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
It's insane actually. The health bar goes from 100 to 0 pretty much instantly.
So you can just kick the Gragas in, right? And now you're helping the dive comp, right? Like, he just explodes alongside the Kennen engage. So, you know, Unify can try. You can try to deliver someone to the back line with the present.
T1, though, having such beautiful vision control in this game so far. You just look at the minimap. Both sides of the river are completely lit up. PSG not able to get any information what's going on. Especially with Faker roaming right now. You can see the question mark pings coming through. And Hanabi, your life is about to be extremely hard once again. Yeah. Whether you die or not, you are going to lose a lot of gold and experience, my dude.
And they got the Herald in the inventory. If they want to hit the entire tower, they actually could here. Faker had already moved on the way up. And now, okay, Juhan's in, and Faker's on the way out, so we can fight for it yet again. 2 plates off the tower. If they summoned it, wouldn't quite finish the tower, but it would get it down to under 1k health. Ultimately, T1 going to say, well, but what if we can fake the recall from Oner and then try again and kill the entire turret?
Yeah, you know, Faker should be able to get pressure in mid once again. Obviously, he roam first, pulled Bay after him. He returns to lane first, gets the push.
Oh, that was a good flash. And that was blind, by the way. He was hit by the smoke screen. He's like, I'm getting stunned. Flash the way, stays alive, but it might still not be enough. Here comes the Herald Summon. Juhan's going to be back, and they're going to get a little bit of damage done. So they will keep the tower alive for this wave, but it will still be a very nice crash. A lot of damage. 2 plates shared. Juhan's going to be a little bit careful, but they can knock down Herald afterwards with about 700 health left on the tower. I'm not sure if T1's really going to stick around. It's a pretty heavy commitment to try to play for the last plate. So at least good defense by Juhan. Nice flash engage. Explosive was there, but the re-engage looks good. Shopping out a good Gumayusi, and they're gonna blow the man up. And now Keria's gotta run away with no summoner, with no cooldowns whatsoever. A great body slam stuffs it.
Still once again, T1's bot lane losing in the 2v2. Unified and Kaiwing finding Viego. It's actually Keria, the one who started off the play. Yeah. T1's looking to be the ones to be the aggressors themselves, but nice by PSG to flip it on its head.
It's why we weren't seeing fights. The re-engage, the counter-engage is better than the primary stun because Kaiwing gets a perfect double hit there, and Tristana's like, when I can land on my skill shots now, it's great. Nothing's ready for me anymore, and really, really beautifully done.
Oh, we might get a bit of action up in this top side. I was going to say it's actually pretty nice for Zeus that the tower didn't go down, because now you get the extended laning phase as Faker not going to be able to fight anything.
Yeah, Phreak's the juke, Bay doesn't juke it, so he's going to be okay here, and just a wave if you're going to walk away.
Should be fine, and now T1, I mean, with the amount of help that they've given up towards the top side already, seems like they're finally starting to pivot down towards the bottom half of the map. Dragon going to come up in 40 seconds as Irelia gets stunned. Yeah. You know, I gotta say for Hanabi, right? Obviously very far behind, struggled early on, but I mean, he's done very well to start respecting this matchup and, you know, playing correctly, not letting anything come through. As we see Keria finds a beautiful engage, but Kaiwing, like you said, able to get past lock 2 members down, and then Unified able to follow through with all the damage. Keria is gonna be able to get out on the exit, like you said, beautiful body slam to come out from him to make sure nothing else goes through. Just really nice window from Kaiwing to find the opportunity to land on the enemy AD carry.
In retrospect, maybe could have waited a little bit longer, and he ended up getting double stun out of the body slam, right? Which is like the most value you could have gotten. If you're like, oh, maybe we wait out for, you know, Kaiwing to hit his W and have to body slam that one, then like that's a really, really like minute thing.
That's a very small window.
Yeah, that's so tough to like, figure that one out. So ultimately, a good play by Keria to get away, and we go back into this one where second dragon is up. PSG Talon got the first one. They're within 1,800 gold, so a playable game for sure.
I mean, they have 3 mythics on the board already. Obviously, Zeus and Oner didn't go towards a mythic, right? Blade of the Rune, King and Uncle Glaive coming out for them for some more early dueling power, but PSG definitely not too far behind at all. 1,000 gold. Yeah. I think the expectation of this match was come to 15 minutes, T1 would be 5K gold up.
Right, but holding on so far is PSG Talon. Dragon going to be equalized though, so 1-1 there. Get the cheers from Busan as tied in Drake's 1.5K lead. We are moving towards team fights. We've got Lethality in. All right, Oner has his Umbral Glaive, so now we get to see him get rid of all the vision. Rune King long since done for the Irelia to make that one fun. A Rocket Belt is in for Hanabi, but he's TP-less, so has to walk his way in. Keria, good body slam away, and Kaiwing, dangerous now, gonna be asleep, gonna take a barrel shot, just barely lives. They will not find that one yet.
Still, T1 able to push him off the objective. They're gonna be able to take that Rift Herald for themselves. Very happy with that one. Like you said, Keria able to escape from the engage coming through, puts Kaiwing in a position he doesn't want to be in. Faker and Oner getting all the damage off, and this Rift Herald should be able to keep that snowball going. I mean, top lane turret super low. We know bot lane turret I think is about half. Wouldn't be surprised just to see T1 utilize this Rift Herald to take mid tier 1.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. I think second Herald often you want to put it mid, just knock that one down, get map control, but Oner just blitzing towards top side will kill it with auto attacks here. If they wanted to go all the way for top tier 2, probably possible. An invisible, yeah, Viego takes quite a bit of damage there, jumps in for the ignite, will not quite kill. Should be about 100 HP left onto him and he'll walk away. But nice try by Faker, burns his ignite, does not find a kill, but will get the recall out.
Yeah, beautiful to see Faker just making these plays, right? Even if it's not always about just moving the sides, looking to enable your side laners, having a champion like this who can put the damage down himself, show off, again, still the mechanical prowess and the ability he has after all these years. And yeah, for T1, still having that Herald. I like that Oner didn't opt into using the top side because they saw PSG move off waves very quickly, so I think they anticipated them to match top side. So you can now have the Graves hover around bot side, allow him to get this turret, then you can start looking to make that 5-man play around mid to drop that Rift Herald.
No one's answering Faker. He's been soloing this turret for a while now at this point. Only just now is Ahri finally walking. And like you saw, Faker's in the turret. Keria was already there covering the play, and PSG's like, oh, we should walk bottom now. Like, Keria's rotating faster than the lane assignment of Faker. Like, they're so far ahead here, T1. They see the map, making really great plays. 1.5K becomes 3K now. It's actually growing beyond that. We still have Herald in inventory, so mid lane's gonna die. It's gonna be 4K in a second.
And I mean, it just goes to show, right, with the lead T1 have built, you can make that roam towards top side like we saw Oner do before. It makes it so PSG, I mean, you're behind, right? You can't just commit 2 people up to cover a play like that. You need to commit more numbers in the enemy. You do that, it allows Keria to go bot. It's just such a beautiful like push and pull of pressure coming out from T1 to keep this lead up. And yeah, I mean, going forward for T1, we know mid lane turret's gonna go down. They've done a beautiful job at taking away all the jungle camps as well. We look at Oner 152 CS to Juhan's 110. They're just completely shutting PSG out in terms of map control.
We're going to see the push now towards mid-turret. If you want to summon it, you can. Look for the poke. Faker lands it! And Oner is ready to knock it down. A nice pullback. Gragas builds a bunch of space. Comes back to safety. Explosive comes in. There's 2 already. And T1 just toying with their food. Re-engage comes across. There's the double stun. They're going to get 1. Look for a second. Keria comes right back in. Ignite onto Gumayusi. They get kill number 2. Look at number 3. Not quite yet, though. And now we're going to try again. Faker diving in for a bunch more. And Kaiwing going to fall. T1 just wipe the map. PSG Talon are gone. Mid lane turret falls as well, and T1 go for even more.
And T1 just gonna keep stacking this gold lead up. They should be able to guarantee this turret as well. Sadly, we're not in a position where they can look to take a bear, and it's only 18 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. And even another charge coming through for Shelly.
We had the exhaust saved. It was Guma himself actually wearing the exhaust. He didn't even go cleanse, but he was the one who made sure he marked the Kennen.
On T1, we knew this play was coming for so long now, them looking to group mid to make this play. Faker from Fog of War, Oner as well, just able to completely one-shot Unified. And they keep going with Gumayusi, throwing Keria in. Beautiful cast to make sure that one goes down. I do want to give credit to PSG here because this play, I think there's no way it would work out with the numbers disadvantage you're at, but at least the coordination from Hanabi and Kaiwing was beautiful. A ton of damage out. If 2 members hadn't already gone down, maybe a setup like that, you can win a fight. But sadly for PSG, T1 had already found the setup. They'd already found the pick again from Fog of War. Like, PSG couldn't even anticipate the damage coming from that range. Maybe they could, because it's Zoe the Graves, but yeah, that is absolutely absurd coming out from Faker.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice play. Coordination, Oner was there, right? Threw in the ult, helped the dive. I love champions like Graves and Ezreal because they have that long-range skill shot to like help that one burst come across. So love to see that one
especially especially now that we're playing Lethality Graves, right? As compared to back when it was all about like a Mortal Shield bow and going more crit-oriented, is that your ultimate just does a ton.
It's really, really good. So now Zeus gonna be dove. He is in a 1 versus 4. They're going to get the wave in as well. Who's going to pull aggro? Not a really good way to live. They are pulling the team across. Going to find that stun. Merc treads now down, and they're going to look for the rest of it. Ults comes across, wants to jump around, but charmed and dies. 5v1 was enough to kill Zeus. Ult these. They have burned 2. T1 want to take the fight.
Boy, look at the mini-map. Faker just slamming away at the turret down in the bottom half of the map. Actually just takes it outright. We do have both Dragon and Baron up at this point in time, but T1 more concerned about their top lane turret.
And they save it, right? They throw the kill shots down, Oner ults, Keria ults.
Gumayusi's just taking Dragon himself.
Yeah, and that's great, right? So PSG, they get a champion kill. 450 gold, good job as assisted, well done. Maybe with a shot a bit more. Oh, goodbye.
Faker is insane!
Oh, it's gonna be Bay exploding one back at the very least. You know, turns him into gold.
I don't care. The kill was exciting. He found the angle. He found the CC.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Kid Goldby, T1 are clapping this game. Faker is a man possessed. He is incredible. These snipes have been outstanding. Setups have been, beautiful. Really, really good play. T1 as a team, though, I gotta celebrate them because, hey, PSG get a kill. They can't even knock a tower out of it. Faker kills bot tier 2, starts sieging the inhibitor, gets another solo kill as well, and it's like, I did what 5 people did.
And, seeing the G2 game earlier, seeing a game like this, goes back to what we were talking about in draft. Might open up a pick like Zoe to see more playing to Ahri, because the Vex hadn't been working. The Veigar hasn't really been working, but this so far doing quite well as Faker finding the bubble, forcing the rocket belt to come out from Hanabi. Just needs to hit 1 paddle star. Does go down in the end because Bay was making his way over, but still, Faker got more than what he wanted.
Really, really well done, right? Does what it took 5 people at PSG to do. So now we get to see even more out of T1. Moving, again, 7,000 right now to lead. Dragons 2-1, moving towards that Mountain Soul eventually, 10 minutes away from that one. We'll see if Baron ends up being a problem here, but T1 rushing towards a 1-1 record.
I mean, even when we look at items, right, the only person even close to their counterpart is actually Hanabi up in the top lane, having 2 items himself. Everyone else, you look at mid lane, Faker a whole item up over Bay. Bottom lane as well, Gumayusi a whole item up over Unified. T1 just stacking the damage at this point. Heck, even Oner having the Eclipse now on top of that Honorable Glaive. I mean, PSG, it's rough. I mean, you have to look for the contest here, right? I mean, you can't just kind of roll over and die, but you're kind of hoping T1 over-aggress, group up too close. Kaiwing finds a huge engage, it sets up for Hanabi, but this level of vision control, I just don't think it can happen.
Well, Keria able to sit right on the wall, knows he is safe with Gumayusi around. Anyone, honestly, at that level of skill can always ult him away and keep him safe, so he can play really, really on the edge and just frontline everything. Not going to find the poke just yet as Faker, but now Rocket Jump down for a solid 20 seconds. Not going to matter too much, though, but the zone control is pretty good between the barrels and the sleepy trouble bubbles. It's PSG Talon not really able to push in. They might have to try, though. Again, Baron on the docket here. Sub 23 minutes into the game. T1, just play the vision. You got like 7 T1 wards on your screen right now.
Yeah, I mean, right, this position, you just hit the nail on the head. This is where Zoe thrives. Just being able to control a space over terrain, throw out the sleepy trouble bubbles. I mean, you find 1 paddle starting to someone, they're chunked out enough to where they can't look to contest. They have to recall. You are now the team who can just outright go into Baron. But T1 still being very respectful. Huge gold lead. They aren't just overforcing going on to Baron. They're playing this one stock and standard. There's sleepy trouble bubble.
Yeah, he can't go all the way in. He would get some damage in Kaiwing, but there's a chance to take 1,000 damage back from everyone re-engaging on him. So he's like, that's not worth going for that play, never mind.
And there's the respect we were just hitting on.
Yeah, once in a while, respectful. Finds on the sleep. That's going to be decent shots, though. You're running out of health over on Kaiwing now.
Looking for the flank.
Damage on Bay. Both these snipes, explosive cast, forces the ult.
Absolutely huge coming out from T1. Just, I mean, the amount of distance they can cover with the damage coming through. Go for the Baron, like you said. Hanabi, though, posturing for the flank. Does have his ultimate as well as a flash to get to the pit. Might even just go with the blast plant.
Can they even go for the snipe? Hanabi, zone farther away. They know Ahri's nowhere around. Juhan not even going to try. We're going to have Keria mark the Kennen flank. Not going to happen. Baron claimed. And T1 are just running over this game.
Yeah, PSG, I mean, Right, you had two options there. You go for some sort of crazy Hail Mary. Juhan just tries to flash ult into the pit. You just hope that T1 make a mistake. You find a smite. Or you back off, Unified. Ult stays away, but it doesn't look like it'll matter too much. Oh no, actually, with the walkout scot-free. Does have a splash still, so.
Yeah, looks like Zeus was without a dash available. A red buff, careful, snipe. Yep, gets away from the stun, but the re-engage can be good enough. Lots of CC gonna be there. The snipe, yeah, it's not gonna land on the AD carry. Q4, there's the kill. Thanks for the leash on red. Unified gets one on the board.
Well, the respect not staying consistent. I get what he was looking for, though. I mean, Unified so low. Gumayusi flashes forward.
Slow, but Juhan runs faster, like by a lot in this shroud, so it's ultimately going to mean pretty much nothing. Oh yeah, Oner can't CC main dealer, so, you know, nice try, right? Gets the first slow on, but not going to matter.
Open now for T1, just going to keep up this pressure, play out through a two-lane setup, completely ignoring bot wave, but you've already pushed in mid, already taken that one down. Faker now can play with this terrain, throw out the sleepy Trouble Bubbles and the Paddle Stars, and it should open up for T1 to get this turret pretty much uncontested. Not much PSG can do in this position. I mean, PSG are just buying time to get more items. At this point, I guess hoping to get Unified towards the third item, and then that's when you're going to look for the big Hail Mary. You're going to look for the engage, try and set up Kaiwing and Hanabi on the flank, and just hope maybe T1 keep looking for these aggressive plays with how far ahead they are.
Well, maybe an overstep, but Dragon number 3 about to happen. 5 minutes away now from Mountain Soul. I assume T1 will get this Dragon pretty much without contest. I don't know why you'd walk up for just the third Dragon at a 10k deficit. You look for a cross map, get objective banning at the top lane. But we are seeing Trist and Rell head to that side now, so this is good. They're trying to make sure they can get that gold onto either Hanabi or Unified. Get them towards that, but Wave's getting pushed pretty slowly, and it's a recall out of the Kennen. I really would like to see them like just push to gain that 500 plus the bounty. Like you have, right? Like the best odds play you have is like, hey, this is a 4v1 for a tower. Like let's go kill a tower, right? Let's get some gold back because you're losing Dragon anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like even, you know T1's gonna push bot lane. Even then, I feel like recall should be able to come off soon enough to where the same posture contest trying to stop T1 would happen regardless. And T1 might even just be able to brute force his tower down at bot side.
And the wave stacks up towards the top turret, not going to mean much. Hanabi, of course, has teleport, but right now he's clearing the mid wave. Now looks to head down. They're going to see Irelia. This could be the time to go for broke. Irelia spotted in mid, but that is a poke shot towards Hanabi down to half HP, and he's not there anymore. So I think there was a slim margin for PSG to go for absolute broke. They had 4 flashes up. They could have maybe tried. Ultimately, not going to happen. T1, I think, marking most of the engage tools.
And I mean, sadly, just with the amount of vision domination that T1 has, for Hanabi, I mean, you're not even going to be able to find like a great TP or anything along those lines. You pretty much have to run straight forward in. You're hoping Kaiwing can find the angle if someone walks too far forward. You're just able to follow through with the flash or a rocket belt yourself. But T1 have been pretty respectful so far. At least when they're grouped up, right? We've seen moments of Faker or Zeus going too far, typically finding kills even when they do go down, but Oner as well. I just gotta say, they've choked out PSG from their jungle so well. Just look how far behind the Viegos in terms of CS. T1 completely dismantling PSG in every way since we've gotten to the mid game.
Yeah, the proof that their macro is so much better is it's 8-9 in kills, and the rest of the scoreboard is not close. Like, hey, the team fights when PSG find them are pretty good, but right, T1 never give them the team fight in a good spot. When T1 gets a kill, they kill a turn and a half for it, right? Or, you know, Faker solos you, under your inhibitor or whatever, right? And it's like, it's a 1-for-1, but it's a 1-for-1 after we killed bot lane tier 2. PSG got a 1-for-0 top side, and the wave is covered. Like, that's just like, that like 30 seconds is emblematic of how, like, the macro skill differences between these teams.
I was gonna say, because even like looking at just kills and assists across the board, right? Coming into this event, pretty much everyone, it was almost unanimous that Keria, best player in the world. At least probably top of the debate that I was hearing. In this game, he's at 2 assists, hasn't had to do much. T1 still dominating. A player that a lot of people consider the best player in this roster, not having to do much just because of how good they are as a unit.
Hey, look, his kills and assists are very low. The number of zombie wards he has is like 700.
Yes.
Like, there's 5 on the screen at some points in time. Like, I mean, he is crushing the vision
even just the amount of engages he's dissuaded so far has actually been pretty stellar.
I should correct myself. Oner's on a zombie ward. He doesn't even have domination. But, I mean, the point is he is still helping with the vision game. The two of them are doing a lot to just shut the game out. You mentioned that, the shutout in vision. It's the two of them really just doing so much there.
PSG, though, I mean, at least getting a bit of breathing room, right? Getting to chill, kick their feet back, have a margarita or something, wait for Dragon in 2 minutes. Seems like T1 might give them that rest and relaxation time.
Another zombie ward. Good job, Oner. Yeah, the first set of Mumble Glaive does a lot for that. Definitely crushed the vision game. There you go, another one. Obviously, it's the free AD from stacking it. That's going to always be faster than anything else you could do, so it makes that rune really good for AD. Gets about 18 out of the entire rune, I believe.
T1, I mean, I feel like just waiting for a neutral objective to come up, which makes sense with your composition, right? I feel like your comp is completely based on trying to bait PSG into you, utilize the Zoe, utilize the CC that you have. You have such good control over neutrals, and I mean, there you go.
Yep. He's going to survive it, barely. Barely, though, right? 3-item Graves. I love that he's going for the Dark Harvest as well. It fits the playstyle of the champion. I ult to finish the kill. It's going to be in low health targets that Faker already sets up. Like the Rune, Build, and Champion all synergize. I love when it comes together like that. And has just really missed those kills a couple of times now, but still a very good pick.
I mean, that's another reason across the board why we don't have like a lot of kills or assists going down towards things like Keria, right? Because a lot of the action we've seen has actually just been from one screen away. It's all Faker finds the setup, Oner throws out his ultimate, maybe Keria tries to throw out an ultimate as well, or Gumayusi tries to throw out a Q, but I mean, T1 don't have to think or worry about any kinds of engages because they always find the pick before PSG's even close.
All right, well, Hanabi rocket belts in, takes 1 million damage, burns the Zonias. They will get the kill on Zeus, but by the way, Baron's being attacked with 3. So once again, PSG 1 for 0 somewhere on the map, and T1 get 1 million gold more somewhere else.
Still though, I mean, the fact that this game is kind of settled down a little bit, PSG are at least getting time. Like, sure, it doesn't necessarily get easier because T1 are still expanding these leads, but it gives more time for T1 to make a mistake. Not saying that they will, but I feel like for PSG, that's kind of the best you can hope for. It's like, okay, we're getting time. Time gives us more items. We're going to be stronger too. If you overextend somewhere, we can burst you out faster and capitalize. And yeah.
I see your point, but T1 happy to win the game at 33 minutes by waiting for Mountain Soul here. They're going to get a big snipe. Faker knows he is safe. The rocket ship out for Unify will keep him safe. And now the Dragon is up, and it's going to be, I mean, Juhan against the world to try to steal it away, but it's going to be out of vision, and against 2 smites, Faker's holding 1. Oner going to jump in. Flash Q gets stunned, finds the kill. Will he get out is the question. Zonia's, I believe, immune some damage, and now he's got a Gragas. Explosive cast for the safety. Dives in 1 for nothing. Dragon Soul claimed as well. T1 own everything.
Look, I did my best to paint the silver linings for PSG. They're not really there, and especially now that we have Soul on the side for T1. T1 going to be able to push this through and join us. Join us in the 1-1 club. That is EG and RNG. Great company to be in.
Absolutely. 4 teams at 1-1. G 2-0 sitting alone at the top at the end of day 1 of the Rumble stage. And T1 now just to finish the game out. They're going to knock down the bottom inhibitor lining and go for that last little bit. Kaiwing going to respawn right about now. No flash, no ult. Not an easy way to dive or start the fight out. T1 actually may take the reset. 3K in the Red Bull Baron power play. Dragon Soul as part of that one. And they're going to go for the engage now. 5-on-5. Bay pushed out. Not going to find the damage yet is Faker. Top wave can be collected, can be pushed in. Take a moment to do so. Still a full minute of Baron. They could just about hit the Nexus during that time.
Look, Phreak, we've been far past the game of any sort of like analysis or anything along those lines.
Yeah.
So I want to be biased and say, T1, go for it. Pull the trigger, gamble the game on a crazy engage, go for the blood of the Nexus, think to yourself, what would top esports in the LPL do? Because they would absolutely do it.
They would not win anything or even make MSI.
They would not win anything.
T1 are going to happily take their push forward here as they win their 2nd game of the day. It's going to be pretty hard to lose this one as they have mid lane inhibitor respawn. Baron timing out in 37 seconds, but there's the flash engage, there's the play. Hanabi just deleted, beautiful by carrying the last innocent man of R, and he finds that kill, and now that's 1 fewer tool for PSG. Baron up for 25 seconds onto the inhibitor, and now Nexus turrets they go. A charm's gonna land, no engage at all for Kaiwing. Burns a stopwatch for a second, but they're gonna find that kill all the same. Faker on the board yet again. Dive in for Zeus, kills 4, 5. Everything's down, the Nexus will fall, and T1 take their 33-minute victory over PSG Talon.
Complete masterclass.
Yes.
Coming out from T1. Fans are electric. T1 picking up their first win in the Rumble stage. Feels incredibly weird to say, but still showing us what they're capable of. Zeus popping off, Oner, I mean, completely choking PSG out from their own jungle. We saw bottom lane doing completely fine. And I mean, Faker having a phenomenal early game.
Oh, it's been incredible. Zoe has been, I guess, the stand-up pick now of the Rumble stage. Like, she's looked so good in the games we've seen her now, you know, on today. We'll see what tomorrow looks like and from then on, but
And I'm so happy about it because I haven't been sold on the Vex, and I love Vex. I think Vex is a great champion. We have it a ton over in the LPL, but against Ahri, I feel like you don't do too well to match what she's able to do. It feels like she has more tools. So I like this kind of iteration of pick the Zoe, look more for aggression in the mid lane. I'm curious to see if we'll see like more iterations of that. Again, I highlighted this earlier, like maybe like things like the Syndra or other other aggressive mid lane picks and just look to opt into the 1v1. Because, yeah, it's pretty cool. Teams testing out, like you said in draft, of what can I leave open? What can be an answer to a strong meta pick? And at least a Zoe kind of coming forward in spades.
Yeah, and it's always fun to see, right? Like, if the S tier is not the S tier because there are counters out there and you know, maybe the pool is actually 3-4 champions deep, you then move around. It's like, okay, well, actually, if we're in a Zoe meta, what does that mean for the game? How, you know, how does that synergize? And you can see the meta move forward. I think we're going to, right? Because Ahri no longer seems like the premier mid lane pick, and that's going to change things if that ends up being true. So now that is all for us for day one of the Rumble